Hotels can be scary. We might think that it is safe since there are lots of people around, but it all boils down to the question whether the person you have met in this certain hotel is human or not. There are so many scary stories that circulate Kuala Lumpur itself, especially about their hotels. This happened just recently, a few months ago. My entire family had came down to KL for a cousin's wedding, and we actually had the opportunity to stay in a very well-known hotel in Jalan Tun Razak, Kuala Lumpur. The hotel is quite old, and judging from the poor maintenance, no wonder we got a really cheap deal. Our room was on the 26th floor, and the view was quite good. You can see almost the entirety of KL. That evening, I was trying to transfer some files from my mom's phone to mine. And while my phone was searching for, any phones nearby, a name called Ibrahim with a smiley face appeared online. Right then, I didn't really bother at all. It's common, I guess. But then, later the same day, while I was doing the same thing with my aunt's phone, trying to Bluetooth some file over to mine, I saw the same name appearing, Ibrahim with a smiley face. So I was a bit surprised because only my phone's Bluetooth was on and this name was keep appearing. So I jokingly said a ghost named Ibrahim is probably staying in the room with us. That was not a good joke at all. So this is where the chilling part happened. The same night, while everybody was still asleep, my sister suddenly woke up and she noticed a figure walking around in the room, in the dark room. She didn't bother at all at first, thinking that's probably my aunt or something. But the weird thing is, the figure sat down on the floor and looked as if it was looking for something in a bag, when there was actually no bag in that particular area. After a while, she heard somebody flipping pages from a magazine and noticed that there was, well, no one there. Obviously, who would want to read in the dark? Even my mom heard it, and it happened for a couple of hours and just suddenly stopped. I was still, well, kind of weirded out by the entire situation, but I wasn't afraid. I didn't thought that this could be a ghost. Well, the very next day after we checked out, we actually read a headline in the Star newspaper saying that an engineer had died at this hotel. The hotel was in Jalan Tun Razak. The cause of death for that engineer was unknown and he had just died in a bathtub with few minor cuts on his lips. The scariest part, however, was the name of this engineer was actually Ibrahim. My ex-colleague Ben once told me a spooky story that he experienced while working in this hotel. I shall not name the hotel, but I can clearly tell you that this is a hotel located in Changkat, Kuala Lumpur. While I was doing my internship there, Ben told me that he once shared a ghostly experience. One particular evening, a hotel guest had requested some stuff to be delivered to his room, so off went Ben to deliver the things. After delivering the stuff, Ben was walking back to the elevator when he saw a child playing along the corridor of that particular floor. Ben asked the kid where his parents were, but the kid just looked at him and, well, ignored him. Confused, Ben decided to ignore the boy back and walked away. After walking to the elevator, he decided to take one look back at the child just to make sure that, the kid wasn't lost or anything. But as soon as he reached the corner, he couldn't see the kid anymore. Once again, confused and just a tad bit afraid, Ben decided that maybe the kid just went back to his parents' room and thought nothing much of it. Later that day, he was talking to one of our colleagues working in the security department and mentioned about the kid. Our security colleague stopped for a second and thought about the entire thing that Ben had just told him and replied back with, "I think you saw a ghost." Ben refused to believe it, as the kid he saw was nothing scary like a ghost. It was not until when our security colleague showed him the CCTV footage of Ben at that very moment talking to no one that Ben finally decided to believe him.